And we're live again.
I no longer believe you.
I think we're back. Welcome to the Underdog Journey again. I'm Wes. This guy is David. This guy is Matt Harmon, and we are having some technical difficulties. So we should be live. David, I'm not seeing your audio on our systems right here.
Can you hear me?
Okay, there I see your audio.
Oh.
I see your audio now.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're live. We're back. We're doing. You know what? Fuck it. What are you drinking over there tonight? Let's skip all the other shit. Get to the important stuff.
By the way, everybody watching and listening,
let
us know
I haven't
if
drank yet because I'm waiting.
Let us know if audio.
Don't let us know shit.
Everybody watching and listening, let us know if our audio sounds fine. Because what set this all off was somebody said your audio was echoing, David, and then the whole thing broke down. So I am actually drinking Seventh Son Humulus Nimbus, which is it's a pale ale, so pretty tasty. Good to start. Very, very foamy. So as you if you missed the first part, it actually overflowed my cup. My cup overfloweth with foam.
So you how's the song go? Yeah, we'll figure it out later.
Yeah. Also, David, your video froze.
First of all, I gotta show you my balls.
Well, it's a good thing I can't see what's happening right now because your video froze. So,
oh, Lord,
your video is frozen.
Okay, so
we are having one of those nights. Holy cow! I don't know what's happening,
I don't know what's going on here. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna flip over to the FaceTime cam, which should flip me over to there. And before I get out of that feature, we're gonna flip back over to the Elgato, and that should bring the camera back, but it doesn't seem like it did.
Nope, doesn't seem to have. All right,
I'm just a bot.
This is going to be This is going to be one of those kind of shows.
What the
Holy
hell?
Smokes!
Oh man,
the whole world is breaking down.
Get better rating.
The whole world's breaking down, so why not us along with it? That's all I can say.
Yeah.
How do you figure out who you have blocked on Facebook?
Probably
That's a good underdog question.
That not really. Well, I mean, probably in settings somewhere. Why do you ask?
I want to see who I blocked.
You don't remember who you blocked?
Oh, the list is huge.
I believe that.
There's probably 1,000 people blocked on here.
I believe that.
Well,
okay.
I'm always being propositioned by these weird random bots. I don't even think they're real people. I think they're just bots.
Okay. All right. So it shows my camera is fine.
You can see yourself.
I can see me over in this box, so it's getting my signal over here.
Well, it's not getting. So I'm actually just looking at the Skype screen now. Everybody watching and listening, this is very fascinating. I'm actually looking at Skype now.
This is the joy of doing a live stream.
I'm looking at Skype now, and I don't see your video coming through. It's showing that you don't have. It's just the little circle with a DL in it.
Yeah, it's not coming up on the
website.
Yeah. So your video is not reaching me on Skype.
I'll be right back.
All right, I think we just lost David. So everybody watching and listening, I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me. So enjoy yourselves while we do this. All right, David might be back. Thank goodness. Let's see what happens. See if we can get him on the line. David, are you there?
I see me to the left. All I
there
see is
you are.
Share a screen, and we should be right.
I see. Yeah, that's what I look like. I know.
Well, can you see that it's a double screen?
That's how it's set up. Yeah. Thank you for the insights, Matt. That's very helpful while we're doing this live. Thank you. Okay, so everybody watching and listening, very fascinating
stuff. Give me a slight
here.
adjustment.
Oh my God! You see you losing hair. Flip it out.
Oh man.
So we've really missed Matt being in the background. It's been.
What's he saying? I don't even know. He's irrelevant. It doesn't matter.
So, David, what are you drinking?
So you're having Oculus Nimulus
Humulus
2000 or something over there to drink, right?
Yes.
I was just about to show everybody my balls.
That's that's right when the video cut out. So thank goodness we missed that.
No big deal. But no, my my brother and sister-in-law in Georgia actually done something or another and won this somehow. And they're like, we don't drink bourbon, so they gave it to me. So I got myself a new ice ball maker.
Nice, that's awesome.
What does an ice ball maker look like?
It's actually quite a contraption. To try to explain it is too much. It actually is quite a contraption. Okay, so
That's pretty cool, though.
I have. So and they make it because it's directional freezing, and at the bottom of it's made to where if you time it perfect right, the bottom of the ice tray itself doesn't ever actually freeze.
Ooh, okay.
So it's directional freezing, which is what gives you the crystal clear ice. So when you're not in a hurry, like I did with this one, I threw it in there when it was still cold. You're supposed to use regular room temperature water and let the whole piece of equipment come up to temperature. And it takes about 24 hours to make 2 ice balls. Okay, so I have a 10-cup 10-year sitting here. I've got this is, out of my nice little decanter here.
I like that
I've got
decanter.
my
Yeah.
black, and this is the barrel proof.
Yeah.
And I believe after all of the crap that we went through in the past 5 to 6 minutes, 10 minutes, however long it's been, I think barrel proof is the way to go tonight.
Right.
So that's what we're going to pour that glass right there. We're going to put the crystal topper just right back on there, and we're done.
Right. I think, yeah, you need a heavy drink after what we've been through. I think we all need a heavy drink after
ridiculous.
what we've
Everybody,
been through.
pour yourself a heavy drink.
Holy smokes.
If you happen to be working, watching this, just tell them, just when your boss walks in, like, what do you got a Jack and Coke for? We're like, Dave told me it was all right.
It's true. He has. It's
have him call me. I'll tell him.
Yeah. So what did you say was in your decanter again?
5 to 14.
I think it's on their website.
Blackened. Yeah, you can get it on the website. But I like finding things in the stores. I don't like ordering them online.
No, not blackened.
This
the 14
is blackened.
year. Yeah, you're drinking the blackened.
Yeah, this is black. Yeah, I'm drinking the blackened barrel strength, the barrel proof.
Nice, good stuff.
I happen to have 2 bottles of that because there's still another one back there, and I don't know. They're 130 somewhere in the 130s on the proof. So I mean, it's good.
Yeah,
it's real good.
Oh man, I'm jealous. I might need to get some of that.
That right there tells you you're drinking some good. And it's a whiskey, not really a bourbon. So, I mean, they finish them in different casks. Like most of the Blackens finished in a sherry cask.
Yeah.
So it'll do its bourbon time, and then because they take it out of that and put it in another cask, it loses the title of bourbon, and it's a whiskey. So
there you go. Good still, yeah, sounds amazing.
It's yummy.
Are you kidding me? On your 200th, you went back to Heartfire?
Yeah, we were there.
That's so cool.
We were there with Funkle Sam, the guy who does the theme song.
Oh, that is so cool.
It was pretty cool. It was a good night. It was pretty fun.
It was a good one.
So yeah, luckily, David may or may not know Funkle Sam
before the show started.
What's that?
Yeah, I was clattered before we started that show.
There was a lot of bourbon there that night.
The amount of bourbon we had out there.
There was so much bourbon.
I'm gonna pour a little Pappies. We're gonna do some Blantons. We're gonna do a little bit of this, man.
Yeah, that was it was a good night. It was fun.
It was
the 200th episode. Night. We're on number 204 tonight, by the way.
Yeah. Gee, Christmas.
So
it feels like it. It feels like it tonight.
Oh, David.
We've got our 4-year coming up soon. So our 4 years will be blessed because we are going to be doing up here. You're coming up this way now, and we're doing a blind bourbon tasting with the guys who do the Goalie Dads United podcast. Which, if you guys haven't seen that, you got to check that out.
Right.
All right. So I got to tell a story. I got to set the story so that you guys can go see the rest of it because the Goalie Dads United. I think they're on YouTube.
Okay.
Go and watch because. All right. So this one guy's his name's Jeff. Yeah, Jeff, and he's at a party at his own house. Somebody brought Jello shots, but somebody else brought wings, and he said pudding shot. So I'm not really sure whether there's pudding or not. So it could have been like a vanilla pudding cup or something. Okay. I've never heard of a pudding shot, but I think he says pudding, but I think it was Jello shot. Either way.
Okay.
But he goes and they're like, drinking, having a good time. He's like, yeah, let's get the party started or something along those lines. And he goes and he cracks open one of the Jello shots and boom, takes the whole thing. And it was a cup of blue cheese.
Oh, man. Yeah, you told me that story. That's all bad. All bad.
I got to tell you, that's a T-shirt. That's a T-shirt. That's a big. That's a.
How do
big
you put that on a
thing now,
T-shirt?
because all. Well, it's so here. It goes off. Here's where the T-shirt comes in. You go over. He goes over later. They do another thing now. When people drop off with the Jello shots and whatnot, it says not blue cheese on it. They put a piece of tape or write on it, not blue cheese. So you take one of the souffle lids, the little plastic lids you put on souffle cups, and then just put the outline of it on there, and then like a piece of masking tape, and then just put not blue cheese. Goalie Dads United, love it.
All right, there you go.
I'd buy that. I would buy that shirt just because. I mean, just imagining. Okay, you're ready in your mind. Everybody, get ready. This is a thought experiment.
You got to know the joke in order to understand the shirt. Then.
Oh, geez, yes.
Okay.
Yes. You have to know this to understand it too. But imagine and prepare yourself that you.
Oh, I get it.
You're gonna have a Jello shot. I'm gonna have a lime Jello shot, or let's say it's pudding, and let's say I got a vanilla pudding. Which I don't know how the hell you'd make a pudding cup, but whatever. And you shoot the whole thing, and it's blue cheese.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
And A, you don't like blue cheese. B, you were expecting a Jello shot. I mean. I gotta tell you, if I ever get to build a time machine, I'm going back to watch that in person.
That's funny. I'll try and find that episode on their YouTube channel.
Yeah, they're new, guys. They're new. Like you would think we're new, not at 204 episodes tonight with as many problems that we've had.
Holy
but they're like
smokes.
really.
No, tonight's a weird episode.
They're on like episode 5 or something.
But yeah, speaking of the technical difficulties, I apologize to everybody watching and listening. I did change my microphone input. I had a feeling that you might still be getting some echo, because that's what Anna Calendar told us before. I wasn't seeing it, you weren't seeing it, but just to be safe, I changed my microphone input. So if we sound weird, let us know in the comments, and we'll see what we can do.
We only sound weird when we open our mouths and talk.
When we try and speak. Yep, there you go. That's usually when we sound weird.
That's it. That's it. That's usually when I say something stupid.
It's almost like we're doing a big tech episode or something, mentioning some of Mark Zuckerberg's.
The Pope.
Exactly. Yeah, something like that. Jeez, that's all he needs is more bad press. That guy's had a bad few days. Let's see. Keith Edwards says, "David, Saturday here, brisket and bourbon."
So a couple weeks ago, I was working out what we were going to do. We were going to go watch the roast of Tom Brady, and Wes was like, David, this is welcome to the Underdog Journey. This is where Dave gets his calendar set.
This is literally what
just kind of struck me as
this
funny.
is like the whole first half of the show. Typically, David is just setting his calendar for the coming week. Yeah. Not that I'm complaining.
Yeah, so I don't.
Keith Edwards' microphone sounds weird.
I know I go to Miami next week.
Keith Edwards says microphone sounds weird.
Microphones sound weird.
I need some elaboration on that.
Chalk it up to. Yeah, I think we're just going to chalk this up to we don't know.
Yeah, we're having some seriously weird issues today. Don't know what the problem is.
What we'll do is, because this is just like the second time, because this is the second time we've been like this. So let's put a demo time on the book sometime between now and next podcast. Although next podcast will be side by side. So.
All right, he says not as good as the old ones. Keith, let me change my microphone input again. And let me know if David echoes. I have a feeling he might be echoing with this particular input.
Hello.
Not yet.
Is there anybody in there?
All right.
Just not if you can hear me.
Let me know if David is
there anybody? What? Oh, I'm sorry. I was in Pink Floyd land.
Yeah, there. Well, it's easy to get into, so I totally get it. All right. So anyway, David, let's see. Keith Edwards, you need an AV guy. So yeah, I think we do.
Dude, we have been saying we need a producer for a while.
We need somebody who this is their job, is just to clean up our dumb technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'm froze again.
You're frozen again. All right. Keith says I'm better. Hey Keith, is David echoing? We need to know. David, say something.
Hello.
All right.
Hello.
So while you're frozen, David, do you have any news?
No, I've got no news.
All right, I lost your video altogether.
I've got no news except my video is just
big blue S.
I don't know what's happening over here.
I don't know.
Big blue S. That's what I've got here. I don't know what the hell's going on.
So everybody watching and listening, Skype also made some updates. some unnecessary updates. So I'm not receiving your video at all on my side, but we'll make do. Can you still see my screen I'm sharing?
I can see the screen you're sharing. I can see the little box up on top of the Skype that shows me in the camera just perfect. But that's it.
Yeah, it's not making it all the way through here, but it's fine.
Yeah. Let's just move on.
Let's move on.
Nobody wants to look at me anyway. We're good.
It is what it is. All right. Keith says Skype, baby. He's totally right. Thanks, Skype, you jerk. All right. So I got a little bit of news. I did have it on my phone, but Ecamm also made some system updates. And I can't show my cell phone screen anymore. So we're going to show these on the desktop screen. All right, here we go. So yeah, unfortunately, no, he said he can see me. Yeah. So so here's the problem. I don't like sharing a lot of news on the desktop version of the websites because there's more ads and there's more pop-ups and it's super annoying. But we'll try and get through those the best we can. So here's a pretty interesting news article that came out this week. There was a huge leak from that came out of Google that shared a lot of their secrets of their algorithm, their search algorithm, which is pretty devastating because they've held onto those secrets pretty closely for as long as they've existed. The bad thing is this is probably going to lead to a lot of lawsuits because I haven't read through all the documentation, obviously, but apparently it gives all the dirty little secrets about them putting their thumb on the scale about things that they promote versus things they don't promote. A lot of things that are very politically driven. This also closely relates to their YouTube algorithm. So their lawyers have got to be going into ludicrous speed right now, trying to keep up with this. So this is going to be exactly. So this is going to be a big problem for Google this year, especially the fact that this is an election year. And I'm not saying they put their thumb on the scale last election. I'm just saying that this is going to be an interesting. A lot of interested eyes are going to be on Google right now for the rest of this year. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, kind of crazy stuff coming out of Google. I could nerd out on this for a whole episode, but I know we're not gonna. David, what do you think about this? Right. Right. Yeah, Alphabet. Alphabet's the parent company of Google. But so since I mentioned ludicrous speed, Keith Edwards says, "What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken?" I love that movie. Great movie. Uh, the movie, exactly. It's a well, if they're gonna do a sequel, they got to do it while Mel Brooks is still alive because that man is 100 years old. He is old as dirt. Yeah, I mean, he looks more like yogurt now than he did back then. It's rough. Exactly. Exactly. He's just wear his normal clothes. Just it's him. So in related news, I'm curious if you think these two might be related. Uh, Google is set to make its largest acquisition ever. It's actually about to buy HubSpot, which is going to threaten a lot of Microsoft's market share in this area. I'm curious if there could be something related here. So Google is set to make its largest acquisition. Let's see if it says how much it's going to buy it for. Yada yada yada. I didn't do my homework ahead of time. It doesn't actually say. Oh, here we go. The company swung to a profit of $6 million in first quarter. Yeah, they're going to pay out the nose for HubSpot. It's basically a marketing technology platform. They have free versions, which I use for a lot of things. It's actually a really, really good platform. Even the paid version. But their marketing blog is super amazing. I wish that I could steal half their content because it's so good. But yeah, Google's about to buy HubSpot for a ton of money, which is going to put the hurting on Microsoft a little bit. And some people are kind of thinking the two might be related. That suddenly there's this big leak out of Google that's going to put them in a lot of trouble right before they make this acquisition. I don't know. Bill Gates has a long-term plan for some things.
And a long reach.
I don't know. Yeah. Matt says and a long reach. Oh, and there's that ad we were talking about. All right, thanks. Thanks, Gizmodo. You're not sharing my. Oh, I should be. Well, I should be sharing. Yeah, I was gonna say I should be sharing this screen with you on Skype, which should be real time for you. Don't look at Facebook. Look at what I'm sharing with you on Skype. Again, everybody watching and listening. Hey, your video's back. You made it. All righty. Yeah, it is what it is. Let's just accept it. It is. It's fine. It's a good camera. It's a good camera. So yeah, it's just one of those. Whew, holy smokes! This is not our week for technology, David. This is not our week for technology. Maybe we should call somebody at Google. They can help us. All right. So here's another interesting news story that I thought was pretty interesting, given some of the other stuff that I'm kind of working on right now. Germany now has so much solar power that its electric prices are going into the negative. It says prices have dropped 87% uh, more than a dip. I don't know how they define a dip. Well, again, 87% more than a dip is what they said. Now, do you define a dip as being greater than a number that would take it into the negatives? Possibly. Yeah. It says Germany has so much energy coming from solar panels that it's outpacing customer demand and pushing energy prices into a steep nosedive, even going past zero into negative, according to Business Insider. That's amazing. That's incredible. Because, look, again, we're not getting into politics. We're not getting into conspiracy theories or anything. Oh boy. Well, yeah, we're not getting into conspiracy theory country or anything, but it wasn't too long ago that Germany, especially, was worried about their power supply, energy supply, because that line was cut in the Baltic Sea. Remember that? Well, when somebody fiddled with the lines, I'm not going to say who it was or was not. Well, yeah, I wonder why we're having tech problems right now. They were actually worried about their energy supply. People were worried that they would be freezing to death all winter, and now they have more energy than they know what to do with. Literally, that's amazing. Yeah, incredible. Look, if they have that many active solar panels, if they have that many active solar panels that they're exceeding user demand, I mean that's pretty impressive. I granted the technology. Right, right. I guarantee somebody's working on it. If Germany has reached this level, somebody is working on it for the U.S. I mean, this is I saw this and my jaw dropped. I had no idea they were producing that much energy with solar. That's incredible. So pretty cool news coming out there, and there's gonna be a lot of lithium-ion batteries that they're going to be charging, overcharging, possibly shorting that might need some extra protection. So very, very cool story coming out of Germany right now. Exactly. So if you want to invite David and I to Oktoberfest to discuss your solar power and energy needs and protection needs, just give us a call.
Not Schwanstein.
We can look. Oktoberfest in Argentina. Believe me, I got it. We should call up. Well, and you actually kind of had me for a second because I know that you're doing some business in South America, so it's not beyond the realm of possibilities. I'll 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 bet they have a heck of a party down there. That's all. I'll bet they have a heck of an Oktoberfest down there. That's all I got to say. Right. Exactly. A lot of blonde hair, blue eyed Argentinians. All right. That's not helping anybody's. Hmm? Nope. All right. Let's move on. So. All right. So let's move on. Hey, David, do you remember the Ooh, yeah. Considering you might have potential clients down there, let's move away from that line of conversation. Hey, David, do you remember that robot dog that company had that has the flamethrower built onto it?
The one that shits himself.
Remember the robot dog that has the flamethrower built onto it? No, no. We talked about this thing. It was this robot dog that has a flamethrower attached to it. You can buy it for like $10,000. Well, so the Chinese government actually they won up to the game. In case you're not worried about AI enough and robots taking over the world, China's military shows off a rifle-toting robot dog. They actually attached guns to the top of these dogs, and apparently have pretty good aim. So, and they are powered by AI.
That's AI.
So, well, I think that's just for documentation purposes. The cameras in the bot are pretty significantly better than a GoPro, but
Chinese dog though, it's like a Sharpei.
That's yeah. All right, you and Matt can do the show on your own. I'm out. You and Matt. This is the David and Matt show today. I don't take everybody watching and listening. I don't take credit for anything happening on this show today. This is all on these two. Holy smokes. Mm-mm.
I was texting somebody yesterday or maybe the day before, I don't remember. And so they made a comment. I'm trying to see who it was. I think it was on Facebook. I don't remember who it was. But I was like, man, I should have given up life safety and just focused on a stand-up comedian career. I mean, I was ripping some zingers. They were good stuff.
I'm sorry I missed that.
It was good. Okay, here we go. No. Oh yeah, it was a post. They said a thing over there. Were watching a movie or something. Said something about a simple favor. I'm like, a simple favor. That's how you end up with child support. Oh, that was good.
Yikes.
That's good stuff.
All right, so let's see more technical difficulties. Just
can't hear Dave other than his laughing. Oh, that's all I'm doing right now. I'm laughing. Okay, and they pay their linemen $80 an hour. Wait, what are you doing? Oh,
hang on.
Okay.
I'm making some changes to the screen here. This whole thing is getting jacked up. This is one of those shows. This is not.
It's just one of those days. This is the Limp Biscuit.
This is not a best of episode here. All right. Holy moly! All right. Well, that's my news for today. In case anybody could hear it and or see it, that was the news.
What was the news? Oh, it was the robot shooting dog.
Yeah, it's not a robot that shoots a dog. It's a dog with a gun on it.
Why would the dog shoot other dogs?
Again, this is the David and Matt show today. I'm gonna just.
I don't think it's the dog shooting
weird
dogs. I think they're trying to. I mean, I got to tell you, a robot dog with a gun. Yeah, that's scary. A robot dog with the freaking flamethrower on its head. Now that's absolutely terrifying. That is Dr. Evil level.
Recoil would flip the dog over backwards.
What? A tinfoil?
The recoil from the gun.
Oh, the gun. Oh, okay.
That's a little flimsy platform to be putting a big gun on.
Yeah, I mean, I got to tell you, if I turn the corner and I have to face one of them, I'm facing the dog with the gun, not the dog with a flamethrower.
Yeah, that is true. I'd rather be shot than burned.
I'd rather be shot than burned. And the odds of the dog hitting me are lower than, it was a rifle, so it wasn't like a shotgun. It wasn't like he was going to pepper spray my ass.
I'm just laughing because West has completely rolled out of the picture. And
he's just out of the shot.
I'm just letting you guys.
Chug,
This is
chug.
This is the David and Matt show today. This is that's what this is.
We have an agenda though. You sent me an agenda earlier. It was okay. I got to tell you, Wes sent me an agenda today. It was only it was 3 topics with like 4 or 5 bullet points apiece. I'm like, Wes, are you feeling well? Are you okay? Is this a call for help?
I understand the trend our show has been on recently. So I've been trying to shorten the agendas.
Okay. All right. So.
Well, I do have one thing before I have to go here before too much longer. Are you ready for it? Because this is life-changing news. Are you ready?
Go for it.
I am ready to be financially successful.
Somebody call Dave Kern. He's ready to be financially successful.
What you don't understand, Matt. What you don't understand is we're proud of you. Man, we have not done that. We have not done that mimic in a long time. We're out of practice on it. That wasn't quite as Dave Kern as it should have been.
It's true. For those everybody watching and listening who know Dave Kern, you'll understand what we're saying.
Yeah. Now, Matt,
we love the guy.
Guy was a salesperson.
Now, what you don't understand is
he was financially successful. He was a lot like you, but financially successful.
He's a lot like you, but not a complete screw up.
Yes.
Oh shit. Oh, is that what I am?
So,
I'll drink to that.
Something.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I discovered today that I confirmed it. I finally accepted it. I'm really good at talking to people. I'm going to parlay that into money.
I think that's
I don't know,
sales,
a fucking
and that's what you were doing
podcast.
before.
It's podcast about frickin' potatoes, dude, which we've been telling you to do for 2 years now.
Yeah, and I just sat here and watched the living hell you guys went through trying to get this thing on the air.
We are a live broadcast. It is significantly different what we're telling you to do.
How is that?
Yeah, you and a live broadcast
Uploading
is
a
not
pre-recorded
the
video
mix.
is different from a live broadcast.
Oh, is it easier?
Wow. Oh yeah. Okay. So well, it's time.
CCAD doesn't teach me that stuff.
So yeah, you step in, and you go, oh, you burnt my fucking hands. Well, you go back in and you can cut out the whole entire thing of you burning your hands. But we say it on here, we're like, well, we burn our fucking hands and we said fucking on the internet, so we got to go with it. What happens on the show just goes, and we have to be able to be flexible and malleable enough. That's the word I'm looking for.
Are you guys
to just
uploading to YouTube?
Adapt and overcome.
Live to Facebook and YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah.
I tried to stay off the YouTubes.
You're the one who wanted to set up a YouTube channel about French fries. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, I got lost.
Yeah, you want YouTube and you want French fries. And don't call it Fry Me to the Moon. You can do better.
No, there's no better than Fry Me to the Moon.
There's better than Fry Me to the Moon.
West is
that could literally be the rest of the podcast, and us trying to find a better name than Fry Me to the Moon. I mean, Fry Me to the Moon is good, but I think we got something better.
It could be good. Like what do they call like a temporary name for a movie?
Oh shit!
What's the phrase I'm looking for?
I know exactly what you're saying.
I know what you're thinking. I'm at the same link you are going.
It's like a placeholder. So the name of the show could be like placeholder, right? And then every episode you come up with a new name, but it's the same theme. Like every episode could be a French fry pun.
They just said
a French fry pun.
A French
I
fry
like
bun.
it.
Every episode,
I mean,
the name could be
it's
a
a
French fry bun.
working title. Is that what you're looking for? A working title?
Working title?
Like Working
Yeah.
Girl.
No, not at all.
Completely different.
Completely different.
Yeah.
That's a different video channel altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I'm out of this. You guys, it's between you guys.
I really like
I'm sorry. What are we talking about? Working Girl?
I haven't known what you guys are talking about all episode. I'm just here for window dressing.
You know, Dave, I was looking at ads that are no longer acceptable, and they were all from the 70s. You know, a lot of them from the 70s, and those cigarette ads from like Playboy and Penthouse. Those were so good.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's go back and watch the very first episode of Mad Men, which is all I've actually gotten through. And that's kind of the synopsis. I mean, I can't get past the first one. It literally paints every man who walks the planet as a chauvinistic douchebag. And it kind of, I'm like, you know what? I'm out. I can't watch this.
If you
This
can
is
get
terrible.
past the first
I think
episode,
Yeah, well, the very
it's great.
end of the first episode doesn't paint it. It suddenly you see the main character in a different light because he's actually a family man.
Well, the problem is the first episode constantly reminds you it's the 50s.
Yeah.
Like, literally every scene, every person in every scene is smoking. And then, like, at one point, one of the secretaries makes a joke about, oh, if only there was a magical machine that I could press a button and it would make copies of these papers. Ha ha ha. We don't have that technology.
Yeah.
We get it. You're in the 50s. Let's move on. So if you can
Yeah.
get past the first episode,
we get it.
it's a really good
the 50s. Show. All right. I'll give it another try.
It is a really great show if you can get past the first episode. Yeah.
I just forgot
to
start the second episode.
That too.
You know, because you're old and you forget things.
Well, the memory goes.
You're headed there really fast.
Oh, I was headed there decades ago.
Yeah, I see the writing on the wall for you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm well past dementia.
Yeah.
You need to work with something under the Mr. Potato Head world.
You do got that head shape.
Not there.
I mean,
I'm looking from a marketable standpoint. So you got Mr. Potato Head. You could be Mr. Potato Hands. Ooh, that's not good. Don't do that.
No. Mr. Banana Grabber. Yeah. No. Don't.
No. That sounds like something you could torture young children. Mr. Potato Hands are going to get you.
No.
So I'm launching, like for real, launching Little Red Hen. Like I've tossed around changing the name.
Okay.
But I'm actively I'm going to be setting up the LLC.
I posted a thing the other day about photography, Matt, and it was literally the number one advice. It's like how to make money being a photographer. The number one way to make money being a photographer is to sell your camera.
That's so funny. True. That's a good one.
I seen that and I was like, oh my God, that is so accurate.
Pretty funny.
And hurtful at the same time.
I'm going to
absolutely hurtful.
The VA to buy me a new camera.
Yeah. Why not?
I just read the regulations surrounding it and I am eligible.
Go for it.
Cool. I need a new camera. Actually, I need to get my camera serviced. When I hit the button, it takes a long time for it to go click, click. So I don't know what that means.
It's a problem.
My click is slow.
Yeah,
you get the slow clicker.
I got a slow clicker.
What kind of camera are you going to try and get him to buy you?
Unfortunately.
Can you choose? Can you choose like any camera you want?
Yeah. Because it's what you're going to take in your professional life. So I'm going to get not the top of the line, but the like 2 down from the top of the line Nikon mirrorless.
Ooh, okay.
Nobody's producing DSLRs anymore.
Mamiya large format.
No.
Yeah.
Not that they wouldn't go for that, but
tell me you couldn't use a professional.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
All right, Hasselblad. Go Hasselblad.
I shot with a Hasselblad, and guess what?
Huh.
Like a film Hasselblad?
Yeah.
I sucked with it.
So go Hasselblad, digital back. You're good to go, man. That's a genius camera.
God, that'd be amazing.
I had a Hasselblad. I had a Hasselblad that was an attachment that stuck to my cell phone.
Oh yeah, sure.
What?
The Moto Z or something like that. It had all the mods, like speakers and all kinds of cool things. It was like the back of the camera had like the connections in it for the digital part of it, and you snap this thing onto it. It was magnet. It snapped onto it. So the front of your phone looked like a phone, but the back of the phone it was a camera. and it wasn't a shallow camera. It had a telescoping lens that went out like 2.5, 3 inches. And I mean, you could zoom in forever, and then you could do digital zoom on top of it. It was insane how good that thing was. The optics on it were absolutely insane. I almost bought a one of those phones with that had that attachment just so I could get that camera back because it was so freaking good.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And Matt knows more about the camera than I have. I have a Nikon something or other over here, and I don't know anything about it. I went to Micro Center. The GM at Micro Center was is a photographer guy, does things, and he came back and says I would take this one. I had the Pentax, whatever it was, but the only difference was the Pentax was actually a little water resistant. You could get it in rain and things like that. It didn't matter. And I ended up going with the Nikon D camera. It was the Nikon D camera.
I think
is
I
camera.
Remember your camera. I think it's the 3100 or 3500.
It's 31, 32, 35. It's got some threes in it. I know there's a 3.
Yeah.
There's a 3 and a 0.
Those are nice because that's when they launched the new updated image sensors.
Mm.
Yeah, so it was improved because it went from a whatever megapixel to, I think mine was a 24 megapixel camera, which to me is ridiculous because
when you're not in here, they can see that I'm not as skinny as I portray. And so now everybody's going to think I'm a fatty.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So Keith says, don't talk about the D.
You've always buffered that view of my gut.
There you go. I'll just block it out.
Yeah, there you go.
Now move your hand up and down.
Nope.
Now it's the Matt and West show.
Oh,
if
what's
I
the name of that stuff? I was trying to tell somebody the name of that the other day.
The name of what stuff?
That in your hand.
Blanton's?
Blanton's.
Oh, Blanton. Oh, you got Blanton's? I got Blanton's back here.
Oh, God.
Oh, so good.
That's why you're not allowed to drink it.
Oh,
that's why I don't let you drink.
So good.
Oh.
That's why I keep it over here.
Oh, it's so bad.
I've got a Weller 12 year left. That's all I've got. So I've got Blanton's. I got a Weller 12, but I am looking. If any of our fans out there want to send me free of charge, of course, a Weller Antique 107. I've been hunting for a couple months now and haven't found one. So
you
I
can
need
ask for booze on this show and somebody will send it to you.
Why not? It's worth a try.
I want
Dude,
a Weller Antique
where do you think I got that guitar from?
Kim got you that.
Nobody sends me guitars.
It was Guitar Center. I bought it. It was.
It was smoke on the show.
I have gotten free pipes.
I was going to.
Pipe show. I got some pretty.
I was
pipes.
going to. I was going to smoke tonight because I just cleaned out my smaller garage and all that's out there is the bike right now. And I was like, hey, we could set up right here. It'd be a good shot to have the bike in the background and everything. But then lighting came into play and I need to make dinner and all that stuff. So
well, you just got that sweet air filter that you were going to have a cigar.
Yeah, and I've got a Cuban Monte Cristo #2 sitting over there too.
Well, who doesn't? I mean, besides me.
All right, Keith Edwards is leaving. He says he's watching hockey.
But I'm drinking smoke. Fuck hockey. Come on, man. Actually, no. I'd watch hockey too. Hockey is awesome. Hockey is probably my favorite sport to watch.
I miss you being here because I could get hockey tickets.
I'll be in next week.
Yeah, you're coming in next week. We're gonna do the show from Hoffer.
I'll be in next week.
Yeah, but is he gonna?
I'll be in next week. I've got stuff to do. I've got a guy from Australia coming in, and I've got my application engineers coming in from Europe.
There you go.
So I have to come over and play host. And
you need to go to the meeting dressed like Crocodile Dundee. Get like the hat with the crocodile teeth in it.
They love that.
This guy's name is John. I don't think he's going to catch on to that
very
well.
Like Bowie knife. So if he has like a little pocket knife, you're like, that's not a knife. That's
not a knife. Here's another racist comment to go along with our Argentinian shit too.
It's not. I don't think Australian is a race.
Yeah, I don't think that's a race.
I don't think that.
I believe they are. I believe they are. I believe they are.
Australian is a life choice.
It's a life.
Yeah, I don't think. I think if you made fun of the Aboriginals,
so Matt, are you saying I can identify as an Australian?
Absolutely.
If you can surf, you can totally identify as an Australian.
Bro, the closest I can come to surfing is floating.
You just say
That's it.
crikey a lot.
Crikey.
Crikey.
Crikey, that's a big drink.
Just watch a couple episodes of Crocodile Hunter. You'll be good.
What the hell am I looking for? I have my phone in my hand. I don't even know why. Oh, you were doing the hand thing literally that long ago. I was going to pull up the Pornhub audio and start playing it while you were doing the thing.
And it's funny, David knows the Pornhub audio off the top of his head. I'm not even sure what he's talking about.
Literally don't.
Who's
talking about like, the normal porn
I don't
music?
know what he's talking about at all.
I mean, is it like normal porn music?
I'm not a Pornhub fan, though.
Is it like the organ music that like...
Hey, what you do with your organ
is that what porn music
your own business.
Is that what he's talking about?
I think so.
That's the Pornhub music.
Oh, I guarantee if it were played, you guys would be diving for your laptops, like shutting it down. So the next time I'm around either one of you guys, I'm gonna make it one of the like email sounds or something like that.
Okay.
I'll get it ready and boom, and then you'll put your computer up and then it'll start playing that sound and you're like shut it down real quick.
So is it like a whole song?
I leave. Wait a minute. Keith said I leave for Lake Placid on Monday. Come eat and drink, smoke on Saturday. Maybe I have to go to Rochester. There's some soccer stuff. But
a relative.
No.
Keith's my bro.
They're acquaintances.
He's
so
my
Keith
boy.
He's the coach of an esports team.
Okay, that's Keith. All right,
Keith.
I got it.
Yeah. I don't
Keith's
coach esports.
He's a really good guy.
I'd be like, push them buttons harder. Do 5 push-ups or something. I don't know.
Well, did you watch second season of Shoresy?
I haven't watched the first season of Shoresy.
What's wrong?
I'm sorry. I liked Letterkenny, and I watched like the first 3 to 4 seasons of it. Anything past season 3, I probably haven't watched of Letterkenny.
Well, you need to watch Shoresy. I can't believe you haven't watched it. It's just sad.
Really? So I liked the idea of Shoresy because he says everything that I would say. And I have also found out, because I was just in Canada yesterday, they like it, but they don't like being talked to like that. So if you're crossing the border and the border guy's like, business or pleasure, depends on what your mom's into tonight. No, they don't like that.
Well, that's because it's in a hockey setting, it's a locker room talk.
It's not a locker room talk. That was at a crossing from one country to another. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do that. But
there is a time and place. Yeah.
The last time, not this time, I didn't actually meet a lot of people this time. The last time I actually met a lot of the letter carriers from Canada. They had a huge convention at the same hotel I was in. And I was outside smoking and drinking and just having just a hell of a good time with a bunch of Canadian letter carriers. And I called them her Royal Highness's mounted letter carriers. And they laughed and they drank, and that was a great time.
That is an interesting group, I'm sure.
It was, and I got one of the guys' business cards over here. It was just, it really was an amazing time. So I don't know I don't know if you guys seen, but I posted some pictures and whatnot because the hotel I stayed in was like right up on Niagara Falls, and right out the window was the freaking Horseshoe Falls, and it was freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. I love Canada. I really do. It's awesome. I want to go further north.
Like this. Yeah, you guys are buddies.
No. He doesn't want anything to do with me.
He said that.
Nothing.
Literally said that.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, that's okay. He can say it all he wants. If I ran against him next year, I'd get more votes than he would.
Well, go ahead.
That's how bad the unionized letter carriers of Canada would vote for me over this guy.
Well, that's what I've heard. He's not a very good whatever they have up there.
David?
Either one.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, I'm telling you, and I'm going to use all of these shows in my campaigns just so that my opponent can't use them against me. I'm going to go with the 9 Mile, 2.5 Mile. What is that movie with Peanuts? No, Eminem. 8 Mile? It's 8 Mile. Okay. I knew there were some miles in there.
Yeah,
well, I know it's yeah. So it's the name of a road, but I'm gonna do it like that. I'm like, you can't use this against me. I'm proud of all this.
Hopefully,
you got drunk.
This episode.
You got it. You got it. You've been in control a long time. I had to get drunk.
I feel like I have spider webs on my face. I keep
do you?
Them off.
Oh my God! Sometimes that happens. West,
I think it's just bad bourbon.
No such thing as bad bourbon. Well, actually, there is such thing as bad bourbon. I've had it. So Keith's still watching. He says 8 miles. So yeah.
There you go.
So West, have you ever had there's cobwebs on my face and you just sit there and you try to be nonchalant about it and you just kind of, do the full face rub down across the beard. And people are like, oh, he's cool because he's got a beard. No, it's because we think there's a freaking cobweb on our face. We're trying to get it off.
That's how I feel, literally.
See, I trust that what you're saying. I don't trust David when he says stuff like this. I feel like it's a trap.
It's not a trap.
When David says stuff like this, I feel like it's a trap. I understand what you're saying. But I feel like when David says something like this, it's a trap. I know him too well.
No, there's no trap.
Like, do you ever feel like there's something on your face and you keep trying to rub it off, but it's all over your face and you just can't get it off?
Oh,
David,
you do the nonchalant kind of,
And then, you feel like it's getting in your eyes, but luckily you're wearing glasses, so you just look.
No, okay.
Like
and have you ever? So Matt doesn't look like he has a beard and mustache back there, but you got the Ned Flanders rocking pretty hard right now. Do your nose hairs and mustache ever do battle with each other?
No, I keep them trimmed. I bought a trimmer.
Oh my Lord!
Whenever that trimmer burns out, I go to TJ Maxx, and they always have nose hair trimmers.
They're $10 at Walmart, dude.
And they're $10 at TJ Maxx.
Yeah, but you don't have to go to TJ Maxx. So that's a win. Although, I'm not a hugely religious person. However, I say a prayer every time I go to Walmart. It starts the parking lot. Dear Lord, protect my car from these rednecks. Guide my hands so that it won't slap the hell out of some idiot inside of here. Walk me safely through the valley of the shadow of idiots, that I might reach the checkout and get out of here without a criminal record. Amen.
That's a New Yorker.
I do.
Dude, I used to do it over there, and I used to work. I worked for Walmart. That's where I met Nikki.
I told you.
Walmart.
Worked for Kmart.
It was Amart. It was
Walmart.
Walmart.
Although Kmart, you know what I miss? I miss Walmart, not Walmart. I miss Kmart, and more importantly, I miss the Kmart diner. There used to be like a cafeteria at Kmart. Like in the middle of shopping, you're like, "Fuck it, I need a hot dog and some nachos." Boom, I got you covered.
Yeah, that's on that little documentary they were talking about the.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
You know what's funny? I've never actually been in a Kmart.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Kmart was the best. Kmart was amazing. Do you remember that back when Sam, the blue light special, but back when Sam Walt was still alive in Walmart, one of their huge things was we buy American as much as we can so you can too. And he died and that went out the window really quick.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Real quick.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a completely different place now. They have a little bit of a controversy
so
right
West no, Keith says I married way out of my league. She married out of her league, bro.
Keith, I think we all married out of our leagues. It's one of the great things about guys like us.
I'm completely equal.
Completely equal. I will not. I'll tell Becky you said that. See what she says.
No.
Yeah.
A little bit out of my league.
There is not a woman out there who doesn't think that their man settled for them.
They all know.
They're like, yes. Yes. Or no, reached. I'm sorry. Oh crap.
Yeah, I was gonna say not settled. Nikki,
reached.
if you're listening, Nikki, he meant reached.
Yeah.
That's from How I Met Your Mother, the Reachers and the Settlers.
Yeah. No, Kirsten definitely settled for me. So
that's true.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just whatever happens. This is how it works.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna happen.
Matt, do you need another bourbon? I think Matt needs another bourbon.
Matt needs a refill.
That was a good shirt.
Are you on Tin Cup? Are you drinking Tin Cup tonight?
Yeah.
It's good bourbon.
Recently at home, I switched to vodka because I don't like it as much as bourbon, so I don't drink as much.
See, my problem with vodka is I don't like to drink it straight, so I mix it. But when I mix it with something, I usually make a really good mixed drink.
Right.
And then I end up making too much of it.
Right.
So I end up drinking a lot more when I drink vodka.
I did that my first 2 nights, and now I'm just drinking it straight, and I only drink about an ounce and a half.
Last time West had vodka with me, his underwear ended up on the frickin' the antenna from the car. It was a thing. It was a whole thing.
Doing that without even taking, just pulling them out.
I do have a special trick. I just reach down, pull the whole thing out, without even taking off my pants.
Throw it up on the
You'd be surprised. It's pretty amazing.
Magic trick. That is a really hardcore trick.
The things you learn in college.
Yep.
We have a new ball here. I mean, it's crazy. Look at that. I mean, it's bonkers.
That is an ice cold ball, David.
But why does it have?
It's just spin. Well, it's because my grubby handprints are over the outside of it.
Okay.
But it is fairly clear. I mean, that was actually one of the better ones right there.
Good ice ball.
It's a good ice ball. So I did send a picture. I said, when they gave it to me, I looked at my brothers dead in the eyes. I'm like, I'm going to send your wife a picture of my balls when I get these things done. And literally the first thing I did when they came out of the freezer, I was like, I got to send these to Kelly. So I sent her a picture of my balls.
Well, that's nice, Dave. That's a nice.
It was.
You're a good brother.
It was thoughtful, right? It was thoughtful.
Listen, speaking of your ice, I want to say this. All right, look, see my finger? That's serious. I have a Wagner power sprayer, like the up.
I gave one of them away.
Wagner power sprayer, not the cheap one, the good one. And I just did my deck, and that thing was invaluable. It sprays so beautifully. It's like having a paint sprayer, but it's yellow. The tool.
So I had the Wagner, and I think I gave it away before I left. But I'm getting ready to set up my my wood shop out in the garage, which is what I did all the cleaning and the cleaning and the scrubbing and all the stuff today. And I'm gonna paint that whole entire room. And I'm thinking about going and just grabbing an airless because I've got a lot more stuff to do inside the house. We're going to be renovating the master bedroom, the master bathroom. We're going to be doing the guest bedroom and the guest bathroom, and then the hallway upstairs, the stairwell, and a couple of other rooms as well, plus remodel. So we got a lot of work to do. So I'm thinking about grabbing a actual airless system, but that's for a big stuff. But I'll tell you, having a Wagner, I mean, that's for like projects here and there. Those are perfect. Which do you know what model you have?
I had gotten the cheap one my first when I was married the first time. This time around, I got the really nice one. I don't know what model, but it's sorry. It sprays beautifully. It's got an adjustable cone on it, so you can make it wider or narrower, and it's got output control. It's nice. You should get one.
So the one I had, the one I had before was like, you get this. Anything you like other than this, you should have bought something more expensive.
That was my first one. Yeah.
That was my first one. That was what I had. That's what I had for Wagner. So now I'm thinking about getting the just a full tilt airless. So you buy like a 5-gallon paint, and this thing sets down inside of the 5 gallons of the paint, and there's no air. Right. So it's not a vacuum like you would have in a car. Like you think in a car, you have a thing, you have an air gun and all that. No, it's just literally just pumping freaking paint out, and the coating on it is insane. Insane. Are we getting to our topic, or is it just Matt and I just?
I backed out of this show a long time ago. This is the David and Matt show today. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I got to get headed back because I got to wake up early, get my wife to her colonoscopy.
And she's going to love that you told the internet that.
Is that a bad thing to say?
I don't know.
Let me text her right now and be like, congratulations and good luck on your colonoscopy tomorrow.
She's down to sleep right now. Yeah, text her. She'll love that. But
Matt told me to text. Oh, dude, I'm not going to take the hit for this. It's going to be you, bro.
Everybody watching listening, call Matt's wife and say,
I'll let
your colonoscopy.
Area code 614-557-9704.
Yeah, remember, breathe and just try and take it easy.
Cool.
Oh, I have
you
no
never had one?
No, of course not.
Oh, dude, you got to get a colonoscopy.
I'm not that old.
You're over 40.
No, I'm not. I'm 25.
When I
No. So I actually asked my doctor the last time I was in. I was like, "Hey, do you need to probe my butt?" And he was like, "No, you're between 40. So next year when I turn 45, he's like, "Yeah, next year we're gonna Green River, everything." And so yeah, it's not 40 anymore. It's 45 unless you have unless you have a history of it in your family.
Well, my first colonoscopy, they found 7 precancerous polyps.
Nice,
You want to know
nice.
melon baller and
But to
just
be
scoop those boys
fair,
out?
you're like 25 years older than we are.
Yeah, so my next one, because I had to go back in 2 years instead of 5.
Mr. Potato Man. Mr. Potato Man. That's your name. All right, go ahead.
So at any rate, the next one, I was clean. So now I can wait 5 more years.
Fiber. You need more fiber in your diet.
That's what he said.
I do need more fiber. There is no fiber in bourbon.
I already eat a lot of fiber, number one. But he said, literally, there's nothing you can do to prevent this.
There you go.
And I'm like, I don't believe you. And so I researched it, and I still cannot find anything to prevent it.
Ask AI. AI knows.
They really do.
Hmm?
I asked ChatGPT to...
Hey, Google.
Chat MVP.
Yeah, this is how I'm getting the camera. Is I asked it to give me the government document numbers I needed for this program that I'm on. And it gave it to me.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And recapped it. I didn't need the recap, I just needed the numbers. But still, it was nice.
Use the new conversational chat GPT. It's pretty amazing. It's actually like a real person speaking with you. It's nuts.
I got into it a couple of times because
4.0.
they don't have the sense of humor.
It pretends to laugh.
Well, I'm like, it won't laugh at anything that's even close to offensive.
What you consider a joke? Maybe it's more about you than it is the AI.
Oh,
yeah, so
AI doesn't understand any of my jokes. I don't know why.
Don't defend AI.
So the company,
fair enough.
The company I work for, we're doing some training for blah 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 whatever, and I got into an argument with it. I'm like, "Oh, you're just trying to be this," and it fired back. It's like, "No, I'm trying to prevent that." I'm like, "Yeah, but by doing this, you're actually casting a shadow on this group." And it's like, and I literally argued, and I spent half hour of my day to day arguing.
David literally had an argument with AI.
When I
our internal AI, it was great.
Bing,
it was fucking golden.
It literally shuts down and says, "Time for a new conversation."
Yeah.
With ChatGPT, it'll just have a conversation.
Right. So here's what you need to know. On the desktop version of Bing, you get like 5 interactions. That's 4. 5 interactions before it says, "Hey, time for a new conversation." With the mobile version of Bing, their ChatGPT 4, you get 30 interactions. So you actually get better conversations with the mobile version than the desktop version. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Because that was annoying.
Yeah.
It's super annoying.
I asked it to research a specific book, and I gave it the complete title with the authors, everything, and to give me 5 bullet points off of this one chapter. And it found that book and gave me the 5 bullet points.
See? And you were hating on AI.
Oh, I still hate it, but it's useful for idiots.
I can relate.
Yeah.
I can relate.
Yes, indeed.
All right, Wes, you can have your show back.
I think the show might be over now. I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Is it? I don't think we are. I'm still not completely clattered, so let's keep this going.
All right, y'all. I'm headed home.
All right.
Matt, it's good to see
everybody
you.
Wave. Everybody say what? Everybody say wave bye to Matt. Bye wave. Bye wave.
Everybody watching and listening.
Yes. Everybody say Matt is bye and wave to him.
Wes can have a show back. See you later.
See you later, man. Hey, don't wake up my kids on the way out.
I never wake your kids up on the way out.
You always wake my kids up on the way out.
Yeah. I'm here afterwards. I can vouch for that.
Alrighty. Well, I don't know what to do now. It was the David and Matt show for a while. It's. I feel like a third wheel here.
I can say, that was
almost full when the show started.
That was not nearly as impacted. I mean, it is,
that was almost full. That was you took a
some weeks some weeks you can make it.
You put a pretty good dent in that that blackened there.
Yeah, that's the barrel strength too. So that's
yeah, that is no joke.
Yeah, it is no joke. But yeah, it's been one of those weeks. You ever have one of those weeks when you're like, fuck it all?
More often than you can possibly imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I mean, I'm another guy here, right? So, but I mean, like the one that just comes up on you, it's like, you know what? It doesn't. The rest of the world wouldn't notice, but just God, fuck it all. just fuck it all.
You've had one of those weeks, huh? It's a. So
I have had one of those weeks.
Is that what's happening tonight? Is this sort of your catharsis where you just throw, caution to the wind as you're getting?
No. I want to talk. I seen a thing. Where's my phone? There it is. It's under my drink. I seen a thing about the topic tonight. And I was like, oh, that's good. That's good. It's gonna be great conversation. But having Matt around there really, it kind of changes.
It changes the trajectory of the conversation.
It does. It's because we don't want to be rude to Matt. Because
Matt's a great guy. Matt is one of our very old friends, and Matt is great. That's all I can say.
He's very old.
That's not quite what I meant, but it is totally true. Matt's an old man.
Yeah, he's an old guy. That finally decides. I don't know what he's like. I'm going to be financially successful or some shit, and I'm like, bro, you should have did that earlier.
Well, so I actually mentioned this to him before the show. He was telling me, yeah, so I'm finally ready to be financially successful. I'm gonna really found this company, my photography company, Little Red Hen, and do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, so the thing that you were doing before you went to college, the Little Red Hen, the photography company, the thing you were actually doing before, you're going to do that again. Yeah, I mean, as long as you dedicate yourself to it.
Don't do that.
Portrait photography,
you can dedicate yourself to it. Don't think you're going to be financially successful to do it, because that ain't going to happen. So it is upon us. No, no. There's no fucking money in photography.
Portrait photography, there is.
There's none. Okay. There's none. If he wants to be a porn star, then he has a better chance of making money there, or as a cameraman for Pornhub or whatever. Oh my God, you got a pipe. I have a pipe.
I always have a pipe.
But I do have a couple of Monte Cristo #2 Habanos over there, and I love coming back across the board, and they're like, "Do you have anything to declare?" This time I bought a big ass bottle of Buffalo Trace. I'm like, I just bought a bottle of bourbon, and they're like, "Come on, sir," and they waved me right on. I'm less than 10 seconds at freaking customs now.
Right, so they don't actually like it when they ask you, "Do you have anything to declare?" You say, "Yeah, you look ugly," or something along those lines. They don't like it. When you actually make a declaration, they don't like it.
Yeah. And he's like, so for border peoples, I don't know, border gentlemen, what's the gender
fluid? Are they border patrol, or are they
border? I don't know what the hell they are. But when somebody rocks up, and here's the first words they go, citizenship. The first time they did that to me, I'm like, yeah. He's like, no, you need to tell me who your citizen of. Like, you didn't fucking ask that, dude. Like, you looked at me and said citizenship.
I am a citizen. Thank you.
He was like, yes.
Why, yes. Why, yes, I am.
Like, come on, man. Are you to whom what is your citizenship?
Planet Earth.
That is a proper question. I am a citizen of planet Earth. And you know what? The next time I come through, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell them. They're like, citizenship?
Planet Earth.
Planet Earth.
You're not wrong.
Earth.
I mean, most of the time, you do spend most of your time on Earth, so...
I do spend most of my time on Earth. Oh my gosh. I seen a thing today that was like, what's the movie that had Sandra Bullock in it? It was about space and travel, and it had another dude in it too.
You lost me.
No, it didn't have.
You lost me at Sandra Bullock. I have no idea. Ocean's 11. I don't
know. Ocean's 11 was okay. I actually might go watch that tonight.
Wait, no, that was the other one. That was Julia Roberts. It was one of those ladies. I don't know.
Yeah, they all look alike.
It's all those ladies. Random white ladies all look alike to me. I have no idea. I know my wife might be watching, so yeah.
Here it is. She drinks her coffee, and in September she rewatches the Gilmore Girls. So they all look alike.
I can confidently say that I'm pretty sure my wife has never seen Gilmore Girls. So
we need to keep our I'll tell you right now, you need to keep our wives apart, because my wife will imprint upon your wife and she will start watching Gilmore Girls. And then every September, once the almost said coconut, but it's not coconut, pumpkin spice lattes are available at the local Starbucks, then the Starbucks will overtake your life and you will be watching however many years. And then they came back later and did a single season or a single thing of like in the future. They did what every guy wants done to their show. Like, we have closure. We're like, I wonder what they're doing now. And then they came back and actually did that show.
It sounds like you're invested in the Gilmore Girls. It sounds like you know more about the show than the average bear.
Well, yes, of course I do.
And every time it's pumpkin spice season, go to Underdog Plus, get your pumpkin spice Underdog brew bones, and your dog will thank you. These are premium, and I'm actually taking these off the market until pumpkin spice season, because these should be a seasonal treat for your pup. So when pumpkin spice season rolls around. But until that time, you can still get the apple crunch, apple bacon, and peanut butter brew bones. Go to underdogplus.com, 20% of all profits. Go to local pet rescues. Your pup will thank you.
And that right there is what gives us the banner that says in-show promotion.
It's not promotional if it's your own product. If you're being paid for the promotion, then you have to say so.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
We're not paying anyone.
Yeah. We're not getting paid.
We're not getting paid anything. Nobody's paying me.
People are like, hey, if you could not mention our name anymore, that would be great.
Usually companies say, yeah, don't talk about me.
Yeah. We are like the Jeremy Clarkson and that'd be me. And Brian May. Is it Brian May? Not Brian May. That's from Queen.
John Cleese. I'll take John Cleese.
John Cleese over there. That was actually pretty good thinking, bud.
Random British guy. I don't know.
I mean, John Cleese, that's Monty Python. Just in case you guys don't know, that's Monty Python.
Eric Idle.
All right,
moving on. Okay.
I'm out. I don't know what you're doing over there, bud.
Naming Monty Python guys.
So I'm going to Europe next year for family vacation stuff.
Yeah, nice.
And I'm debating on whether I want to start in Munich and end in London, or start in London and end in Munich, with Paris being in the middle.
Paris should always be in the middle somewhere.
What would be your thoughts?
Is your wife going with you?
It's a family vacation.
Family. Okay, so wife and kids will be with you.
So sadly, yes.
I would start in London. You want to start someplace where they feel comfortable, the common language. Now, when I went to Germany, it was actually pretty common for people to speak English. It wasn't everywhere, but it was a lot more common than you would think.
Yeah.
But I would start in England and then move your way over to Germany.
I was thinking about the language barrier exactly the same way. I'm like, maybe we go to Germany, which is going to have the lowest level of English speaking.
Yeah, but like the cultural jolt would, I think you want to ease into it a little bit.
Okay, the amount of time I spent at the Hofbrauhaus with my family and kids, I think the place that would be the lowest amount of cultural jolt would be the Hofbrauhaus, which is literally one of the largest reasons I want to go to Germany is I want to go to Hofbrauhaus. And then I want to run up north and I'm going to go to the Nürburgring because it's a racetrack. And I love to race fast cars. I got a ticket yesterday for speeding. And then I want to go to France because, I'm a romantic as shit, right?
I've always said that about you. Somebody asks me randomly on the street about David Leffingwell, I'll say, he's romantic as shit.
Romantic as shit, yeah. So I want to go to Paris.
That's the next t-shirt for Valentine's Day, by the way. Romantic as shit.
David, romantic as shit. I love it. I love it. We can work with that.
We'll make it happen.
But Nikki wants to go there. So she's like, I want to go to the Eiffel Tower. I want to go to Disney Paris. And I'm like, I've only seen one in person Leonardo da Vinci. I've only seen one in person.
Sure.
I'd like to see more.
Well, if you're going to go see a true Da Vinci, you're in Europe, you have to take some tomato soup and splash it on the painting, and then rant about oil. So if you're in Europe, you need to do that. When in Rome, do as the Romans do: splash tomato soup on the
Those are not
paintings.
Romans. Those are people that need to be. I'm not going to say they need the guillotine, but there was a torture device that split people up the middle.
Sure. The old middle split.
And that's what those people need.
The old middle split. I get it.
You can't destroy one thing to save another.
But oil, David. Hang on. So do they?
It hurts.
I'm actually curious if the people who did this find it ironic that it was an oil painting they splashed tomato soup on.
They have no clue. They're idiots. They're
it's an oil
idiots.
painting. It
They're
makes sense.
brainwashed Marxists.
All right, we don't get political. We're not getting political.
I have. Oh shit! I can't say Marxist. I'm sorry. They're brainwashed idiots. There we go. That's it.
I brought up the topic. I apologize.
But
it was too funny.
But yes. So plus, I want to meet where the blade and the chalice, if you're a Dan Brown fan, meet.
No, he's a terrible author.
So I love it. So
he's a great storyteller, terrible writer. No one should ever read a Dan Brown book.
I love. He's working on another one. He wrapped it up. He's doing some finishing touches on it, and I can't wait to. I can't wait.
If you look really hard, you might find Waldo. I hear it's also a paint by numbers. It could be scratch and sniff. It's a Dan Brown.
Dude, if there were a scratch and sniff, where's Waldo Dan Brown book, I'm buying.
It would be a New York Times bestseller overnight, guaranteed.
It would be, and it's so there is.
Where can you find Waldo next to the Shroud of Turin? Oh, this is totally it. This is it.
The Shroud of Turin, man, just out of your pocket. You just had that all night long. You're like, hey, I got the Shroud of Turin in my pocket.
No, I know how predictable Dan Brown is.
Oh, so he has never used the Shroud of Turin. I really hope he doesn't.
Give it time. Give it time.
Give it time.
He did this. Then she said this. Then he did this. Then she said that. He said that. Come on, man.
Oh, it's good entertainment.
Take a freshman writing class.
So actually, it was Dan Brown and his writing that I looked at when I decided that I needed to move from my technical writing aptitude where I was, which was, oh my God, I read some of the stuff I used to write. And when I say I read, it's not like I wrote this piece because I felt it was in writing as
it's a VCR instruction manual.
It was TV VCR repair, as Sally Struthers just spoke about. But it was point to point to point to point to point. It was
like my bullet points is what you're saying.
Carnahan agenda.
Look, I like a well-organized agenda.
It was, but it was very.
All right, next week I'm writing my agenda in the form of Dan Brown. It's gonna happen.
Oh my God! Okay,
just wait.
So I got to be your editor. You got to send it over to me first. That means it needs to be to me a day early. No. We can't do it next week. Next
week's the conspiracy theory show. All right.
Oh my God, we're side by side. We're gonna be side by side next week, dude.
We will at Hofbrauhaus, hopefully with really large beers.
I need to text Dennis and let him know we're there.
Dennis, don't text Dennis.
It's not Dennis. It's Justin.
Yeah, if you text Dennis, he's going to ignore you because he's retired in Florida. I hear. I think Florida.
No. Oh shit, Justin King. I don't know who the hell that is. Oh, you are not friends on Facebook, and he lives in Buffalo, New York. Sup, bro.
This is what the show has turned into now. This is
it was literally like, You don't know this person, but he's got a cool raven on top of a skull. So I'm like, sup, bro? No, I need to text Justin. I need to Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Justin, Justin, Justin 12. Okay, there he is. Yo, homie. We in town next week.
This is definitely going in the best of episodes, by the way.
Wednesday. Weed. What the hell? WE''D is not a thing.
This is a very serious conversation. For a serious conversation, I need a more serious pipe.
Oh, you got. Wait, I got my pipe. There we go.
It's a good one.
I got my pipe.
There you go.
I gotta tell you, all this thing does right now is make me want to smoke that Monte Cristo number 2 over there.
Well, here's what you do: you take your cigar, you jam it in the end of your pipe, and you'd be surprised. It actually makes the cigar smoke smoother.
Oh yeah.
You'd be surprised.
Okay.
It looks ridiculous.
In town next Wednesday. We go for stage hashtag not drunk at all. There we go. All right, we're cool. Done.
I like it. It works.
Oh,
that's what this is what the show has turned into. So very
it's great. It's
educational.
Good.
Educational.
It's educational. Stuff happens. That's how it goes.
So next week we are doing the big conspiracy theory show. That'll be interesting. So here's what we do. You and I each come with a list of conspiracy theories.
How many?
Okay, you know what? I have a feeling we could probably spend a lot of time on each of them. But if we don't bring political conspiracy theories, they can't be political, by the way. So no presidential this or this ex-president or current president did that. None of that. No political stuff.
Awesome. Oh, it's so sweet. Okay, go ahead.
I feel like if we stay away from politics, we can move through these. So let's say a minimum of 5 each, maximum of 10 each.
5. You want me to put
David, you don't understand. I'm limiting myself to 5 or 10.
That's
you
what
have
I'm
no
saying.
idea how many conspiracy theories I have.
I'm absolutely understanding. Like, I could put you on one conspiracy theory, and that's it. That's the show. That's all there is to it.
But that's what I'm saying. So if we limit ourselves away from political conspiracy theories, maybe we can kind of move through these a little bit.
No. I know you so much. I know you.
All right. I will bring some tinfoil for our hats. It's going to be a good time.
All right. We're going to put tinfoil on, and we're going to put conspiracy on the thing. I'll bring a whole roll. Let's get a whole roll of tinfoil, so that we can hand it out to people in the audience.
I like it.
And they can wear their tinfoil hats as well.
Nobody will be able to hear us, but I like it.
I'm from West Virginia, so it's not tinfoil. It's tinfoil.
Tinfoil.
It's tinfoil.
Now make sure it's tinfoil, not the aluminum foil.
Aluminium foil.
Aluminium. Well, that's British.
That's British.
If you say aluminium foil, that's a combination it's an unholy combination. It doesn't go together.
It's an aluminium. Have you ever met an
aluminium foil?
Have you ever met a British person that wasn't a redneck?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah. What?
I haven't. I have not met a single British person that wasn't a redneck.
How can a British person be a redneck?
Bro, they straight up have a square body with a Confederate flag on the back of their truck. They are like
British people?
Hey, the fucking British people, man. They're hillbilly as
have
can
a Confederate flag. Are you?
It's a joke. But they are.
I thought you were being serious. I'm like, I don't get it.
No, they're hillbilly as can be. They don't actually have a Confederate flag on the truck. No, but it's
Okay.
they're not refined.
Okay.
They're not
It's
refined.
been a while since I've been there, I guess. Maybe it's changed. Maybe
We
it's
need to
changed.
go back. We need to go back. I say we need to go back like we've ever been there together, but we need to go back.
We'll go back.
Britain. I'm going back next year at minimum.
I still have some friends. We'll go back. We'll be set up, and we'll probably immediately be kicked out, I think.
No. So let's go to Essex, and let's go over there. I think that's a safer place for me to go because that's where the ancestral name comes from.
Okay.
And we were like lords of the manor and shit over there. So I'm upstairs.
Uh-huh.
You were on another island, so we didn't give a shit about you. Only thing we cared about was oppressing and sleeping with your women.
Well, I mean, you're onto something right there. That's fine.
Yes, Irish women. I've met a couple of them at the Irish bar up in of all things Boston. Up in Boston there.
Boston has Irish bars? I refuse to believe it.
No. Yes, no, it's great. I love Boston, man. Boston's awesome.
Boston's a fun city. We need to go back to the Green Dragon, by the way, because that was a cool show.
It's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, man, we should really go back to Green Dragon. In my head, I'm like, was fun. We should go to Green Dragon. Good stuff. What time is it? I don't even have a clue where we are.
We have been going, if we count the second half of the show, the second part of the show, the first part of the show I'm going to go back and delete because we were having too many technical difficulties. We had to restart the stream. We are now, the second part alone is at 1 hour 27.
All right, we're good. We're ready to get into our topic then, right?
Do you still want to do the topic?
Hell yeah, man. Let's do
this.
I
thought we gave that up when it became the Dave and Matt show.
No, you gave it up when it became the Dave and Matt show. I knew that Matt was going to give it up early because he's fucking old as hell.
Oh.
And we'd be able to get to it later. So let's do it. What do we got? Wes, tell us what's on the agenda for this evening, as it is a wonderful and absolutely not at all dementia-led meeting now that Matt's gone.
I think even with us, it's still pretty much dementia-led. But today's show is the 3 metrics that you must have in your marketing. So there's actually some pretty good metrics here that people really don't follow. People hear the words, but I don't think most people understand what they are.
Yes. So I'm gonna give you off the cuff real quick. I read through them quickly, and I said, "Oh yeah," and I'm like, "I don't what?" And then I got to the next one. I'm like, "I don't know what," and I said to myself, "I'm literally outside. We're cleaning. We're spraying off the." I got so we don't call Dawn soap here. We call it duck soap because that's what they always wash. They never wash dishes. They wash ducks.
They don't want ducks.
Sure. So we call it duck soap. So I'm spraying ducks. I got duck soap out, and we're scrubbing, and we're cleaning out the thing. And I read, I was like, "Hey, Wes sent me the agenda." So I popped into it, and I was like, "Yeah." And then I looked at the second, and I looked at the third. I'm like, "All right, he's on to something." So I'm like, "All right, these are gonna be really good topics for tonight." And then we completed the duck soap. Number one, coming in at number 1 on the non-duck soap. These are metrics you should be paying attention to,
but probably aren't unless you're working for a massive company. So number 1 is something you've probably heard of, but really probably don't understand what it is something called ROAS. I'll bet most people out there have heard the term ROAS when it comes to marketing and sales, but don't really understand what it is. ROAS. I hate it because it is an acronym. It actually stands for Return on Advertising Spend. Return on Advertising Spend. That's your ROAS. So that's something actually when I was in, for every major company I've worked for, you always calculate this. Even though most executives, I don't think a lot of executives really follow it that much, but they really should.
Well,
especially if you have a tight budget. And I've worked through some...
Well, no, hold on a minute. I have to interrupt you slowly. I have to interrupt you momentarily because the ROAS will show up in the ROI. So the problem that we get sometimes is we're not necessarily looking at the ROAS and where we spend it. We're looking at the total ROI, which is return on investment. And that classifies the marketing and all that classifies in return on investment. So sometimes it's there. And I think the ROAS should be, in general, a secondary line on the return on investment. So you can track. Let's say
it's a part of return on investment. It's a part of it. It's a major factor of it.
Well, let's look back. Let's look back here. Let's look back. The gentleman that was just sitting behind you before,
okay,
with the wrinkly balls, right? He's really old, and at one point he asked us to invest in a one of our ventures, that is Square and Compasses. He wanted to invest in AM radio advertisement, and we were like, no. No, we can't do that because the overall return on investment would be off there. So I believe that we have a overall return on investment, and there should be the breakdown, the ROASs, by campaign.
So yeah, right, and that's a major way to gauge the success of a campaign. Right, so if you have a specific campaign that you want out there, your marketing team is going to look at how much they spent, how much revenue is attributed to that specific campaign associated with that specific advertisement, and then you can gauge the ROAS, the success of that specific campaign. You also calculate this when you're doing ad tests too. How do you tell which test is most successful? Sometimes you can have this version of a test that gets 10 times the click-through rate as this version of the test. However, this version of the test,
go back, hold on, pause, Wes. Go back and watch some of our previous shows where we talk about A/B website testing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So version A of the test could get 10 times the views or even click-throughs as version B. But version B could actually produce a lot more revenue than version A, because you're actually hitting a different audience. Your ROAS associated with that version of the campaign is significantly better than the ROAS of version A. So it's actually a really, really valuable metric that most people, especially people who are running a smaller business, have no idea how to properly use. So ROAS, you're probably not using it. And if you are, you might not be using it correctly. So I'll bet if you
properly use.
That's it. Just like any other tool. Look, you can use a hatchet to swat a fly. It's a great tool. It's the wrong tool for that job. So properly using your ROAS can really, really make a big difference.
That is okay. So we turn this knob, move my mic a little bit. There we go. Proper utilization. That is one of the things I think you could build for anybody out there. I am all about everyone else doing well. There's room at the top for all of us. The coconut tree has plenty of room. Bring it. Individual success on these things.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to build something that literally just looked, and you were to sell that to Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 50 companies, Fortune 5 companies, these are things, they're going to buy them. So you have a spot there. Mr. Potato, what did I call him? Mr. Potato?
Mr. Potato Grabber? Something like that.
No. So he's got his market. So it's going to grab. It's going to grab me. Oh my God! I can't believe I'm going to say that. Matt's going to touch.
Don't ever talk about Matt grabbing anyone.
No. So Mr. Potato, whatever. That's a video I'm going to watch. Those are things I want to be interested in. Not necessarily a video, but if you're talking about this return on investment, the ROAS, and you're able to break it down and say, hey, this is what you need to be looking at, and breaking down. You could literally be a consulting agent doing nothing except teaching executives how to break down their success on marketing.
Oh, yeah. You could easily consult this information.
There's money right there.
Yeah, you could easily consult this information to companies, executives, teach them how to properly use these tools, and then teach them how to train their team how to properly use these tools. Absolutely. ROAS is something that I don't think a lot of executives properly understand.
Yeah. No. We don't know this shit, man. And they shouldn't, which is why they rely on people like you.
They should understand it in that they should know when their team is. They should know when their team understands it, right? So when their team gives them ROAS metrics, they need to say, "Yeah, okay, I get it. That makes sense based on what I'm seeing." Or if their team is blowing smoke, they should be able to say, "Yeah, that's not how ROAS works at all." This is something they do actually need to understand. For instance, here's a good for instance. When I was working for a really large Fortune 500 company, before I took control of the social team, the social team would often come back with really, really, really great numbers for reach on their social platforms. Oh, our reach has gone up by, X number of millions of people. In the meantime, their actual engagements and actual views, actual clicks are through the basement, just down it.
Abysmal.
Right.
Yeah.
But because they came out and said, "Oh, our reach has gone up by multi-millions," executives look at it and say, "That's amazing. I can't believe that many people are seeing our stuff." What they didn't fully explain, though, because executives didn't understand it, was that reach isn't how many people you actually get eyes on your stuff. That means people you're connected to have that many number of people following them. They're not actually seeing your stuff. That's your potential reach. That's how many people could see your stuff if all of the people who follow you had all of their followers follow you as well. So when an executive understands the numbers,
you just showed me a whole other market for consulting.
Absolutely.
That's literally what you said there. It was educating executives of understanding these speeches, and when they go, our reach is improved by 572 million.
Well, that's great. How many of those 572 million actually
what was our interaction? What was our interaction numbers? I mean, literally, the very fact you don't have to understand it. Only thing you need to know is to ask the question, what was our interaction?
Well, but you need to understand enough to know when somebody's blowing smoke versus, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
God. So the number of meetings I set in where I listen to people blow smoke, is brutal.
But it helps. But it helps if you understand just enough to know it when they're blowing smoke, right? So the same is true with the metrics we're talking about here. You don't need to fully understand them, but you need to understand when your team knows what they're talking about, right? You need to know just enough to know that they know what they're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not interested. I don't need to know all the nuances that the people who report to me. I don't need to know that.
But you know what?
They have their own tactics.
Yeah.
But I need to know what the results are based upon.
Exactly. And we're also specifically talking here on the show to people who might be running their own small business. They might have a small team of their own, or they might also be working for a company where they need to report these numbers as well. So we're talking to people who do actually need to know this stuff. Look, if you have a small business of your own, you need to know what ROAS is. And you need to be able to properly gauge this metric, especially if you're running your own ads. You need to understand your ROAS.
Get your ROAS in order, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Get your ROAS up off the couch and start doing your job. So ROAS is a huge metric. You got to follow it. Number 2 on this list is customer lifetime value, or CLV. Customer lifetime value. That is key. So, I'm working on a few different products here. One of them being Underdog Plus peanut butter brew bones. A customer lifetime value, depending on the niche that I'm looking at, could be pretty high. Versus another product I'm working on is I'm probably going to sell one per customer. There aren't going to be a lot of return customers for this unless something breaks or goes wrong, or they expand or do something else. The CLV for that customer is going to be significantly different from the CLV of this customer. The customer lifetime value is basically a measurement of the total revenue a customer is expected to generate during the relationship with that company. So what you really want, ideally, is a product or service where customers are going to come back to you over time. You can actually remarket to them and say, hey, I saw you bought this from us before. Come on back. We got this. Or if you need a refill on that, or buy more of this, resupply of that. That's ideally what you really want. That's your customer lifetime value. And the longer you can extend that out, the better. And hypothetically, even if you have a product where you only sell one of that product, you could potentially still hit them up for future services or product you have their data. You still potentially have that relationship. Hopefully you've maintained that relationship with some of the tools and things that we've talked about over the years, but you can still reach back out to them and extend that CLV even if you have a one and done customer, technically.
Yeah, so this is one of the things that gets me with the Amazon.com.
Oh man, the Amazon emails, they know exactly what you bought and they hit you up every day with new ads. Because they want to extend the LTV or the CLV.
And so I'm going to use an example that's from another person. It's from actually a comedian, because I talk to a lot of comedians a lot in my course of business, and they were like, I bought a toilet seat.
Okay.
I bought a toilet seat, and now Amazon believes that I'm starting a collector's edition of these fucking toilet seats.
Right. They're getting better about it. But yeah.
Here's like, so let's say you're the person managing this, and somebody comes in and buys let's go with them, a toilet seat. All right. So don't advertise to me a toilet seat.
Right.
Perhaps a toilet.
So
perhaps a toilet roll, or for the people here in the U.S., a bath tissue or toilet paper dispenser. There are the adjacents to it. There are adjacents to the things. You're not going to buy. I'm not starting a collector's edition. I'm not starting the collector's portfolio where you turn the corner of like, hey, I've got Oklahoma's quarter.
Yeah.
And I also have a 2020, what year is this? 24. A 2024 oval long nose.
So Amazon doesn't really do that anymore. Right. So Amazon doesn't really do that anymore. They're actually really good about it now. I was with some really big companies, and we would specifically when we would remarket to people who had bought something from us previously, you set the automations up to exclude that product and similar products. What you do then is you automate your system to populate within that email adjacent products and related products, not the same product, not even something in the same category as that product. So Amazon, they used to do that a lot. You'd see that same thing even after you bought it. They've gotten better about that. They don't really do that anymore.
They got better, but they still do it.
To a degree. Here's the real problem. So Amazon doesn't necessarily do it in their emails, but what happens is they sell their data to everybody and their brother. So everybody and their brother then markets you that same thing because it came up in a search or an activity that you performed with Amazon. So Google, who bought their data from Amazon, might not know that you bought that product from Amazon. They're just going to say you performed a search for this product, and they're going to market it to you. But Amazon themselves have actually gotten a little bit better about it. Not to defend Amazon, by the way.
So I'm one of the worst people out there for these people. For these people. What do you mean by these people? I mean, you advertising mother. All right? Because I will intentionally search for things I don't give a shit about.
Yeah.
I literally don't give a shit about. Just to mess with the data, just so I can see what the results are. Not just from the person I'm searching from, but from the ad revenue or from the ad shares to other entities. Because so we did the big data thing earlier, and this really ties in with the big data.
It does.
All right.
It really does.
Hugely ties in with the big data. Not to hugely ties in with the big data, where you guys don't know it because nobody reads the fine print. And I don't read much of the fine print.
Nobody does.
But nobody does.
South Park did a whole episode on this fine print.
Yeah, nobody does. God, I love South Park.
The South Park episode was the Human Sentai Pad. I highly recommend that episode. And if you like the Human Sentai Pad episode of South Park, they did a documentary called 6 Days to Air, where they showed the whole production of that episode. Complete genius. I love that documentary. Highly recommended. Go ahead, David.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's fine print. Nobody reads it.
It's a fine print. So one of the things I noticed in the fine print was you not only agree that we can use your data
Mm-hmm.
in these 3 ways. But we share your data to these people over here, to our partners. And they
Right.
don't tell you who their partners are.
Exactly. I was just going to say that.
They don't tell you who your partner. They could be 50 partners, it could be 1,000 partners.
Mm-hmm.
It could be one partner. And they can use your data however
in any way they want.
They want.
Mm-hmm.
And it is. There was a study done. If you were to Google, okay, so this is a little bit of a sidetrack. If you were to Google
for this show,
right,
no.
Google something. No, we don't. We never go on the fucking.
We're
tangent.
only an hour and 45 minutes in.
No, so if you Google something, it uses one. I'm going to use the word watt of energy to Google something. That's not the case. But you Google something now with ChatGPT or AI involved, it uses 17 watts of power. So it's 17 times more data and energy usage of those things. And now let's run this through. Let's run this through for all of our solar and energy people out there. When you start sharing this data with all of our partners and it's running through their AI, it is not just because you've agreed to the terms and conditions of Google and you're using 17 more. Oh my God, I got balloons.
You got the balloons.
I don't know what happened. I'm drunk, but you use 17 times more energy to produce the results from your Google to this one search, but now it's shared to the partners, which each of them, oh my God, the amount of AI that's introduced into every partner right now is insane. Start multiplying that over and over and over and over and over.
Well, also what happens is, so this goes back to our big data episode. Those unnamed partners can
US
also
government.
they can also, since they're allowed to use your data any way they want, they can also then sell your data to their third partners, and they don't have to explain that to anyone because they're an anonymous third party.
That's right. That's it. All right. So I was texting a person over here, and I just literally just put my finger around.
Okay.
And the text message I sent was Shavenko.
Okay.
That's great. I'm now Russian, in case somebody needs to know about that. I'm not. I'm British.
David is officially a Russian bot now. Okay.
Yes, I am. I was trying to say something in a Russian accent. I can't do it.
I'm Russian Botkovich.
Russian Vodkovich. Bring me vodka.
I said bot, but you said vodka. Yeah, it's fine. Okay.
Yes.
So that was number
vodka
2.
Bitch.
Is your customer lifetime value.
Russian vodka bitch.
Customer lifetime value. You want to find a way to extend your customer lifetime value. Get them to come back and buy more from you, because ideally that's really what you want. And in fact, a lot of people are saying the best product service you can have is something where you have return customers, not a one and done customer. So give that some thought.
That. It's so you're talking about what was the thing, because I don't have it pulled up here.
The CLV,
total lifetime value.
Well, I said CLV, but it's also
customer lifetime value.
Yeah, total lifetime value, customer lifetime value is same thing.
That's great. That's good. That's where it should be. And because one of the things I sell on is a total cost of ownership, to TCO, the total cost of ownership.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things I promote upon and look at, so that I don't like to discount. Because you know me, I'm not a fucking value brand. I'm David motherfucking Leffingwell. I'm not a value brand. If anything I'm bringing to you has value to it in and of itself. So what I want to do is I want to talk to you about the total lifetime investment, or the total lifetime investment to it, so that I'm not comparing apples. I never, ever, ever want to compare apples to apples. I want to compare a quiche is an egg product. A quince, I'll compare a quince to a prune. You can get for those of you.
I have
who
no
are
idea where we're
not-
going right now. We're just
So
this
for
is,
no for
I'm going to compare a kumquat to a mango. I don't know what's happening right now, David.
no. The idea would be how much. Okay, so now I'm gonna convert this over to cars. All right, so that'd be a little easier for the general person to understand.
Are you still trying to explain customer lifetime value?
Well, it's from the sales standpoint. It's just what's your sales proposition, and you're talking about the total life investment of the vehicle. We're going to talk about vehicles. So, and when I was in Delaware, growing up as a kid, you didn't get that?
I get the
Really?
reference. We don't do politics.
Okay, all right, that was great. So anyway. I took my step.
I have no idea where
I
this rant is
literally-
going. We got one more point to get through, and then we can end the
I
show.
was literally scrolling you so hard that it messed myself up. No. The idea is, total cost of ownership. And I say, hey, I can give you a Ferrari for $1,000, or you can take a Ford Tempo at $850. Yes, the $850 is less price up front, but at every 3,000 miles, you got to get your oil changed. At every 10,000 miles, you get your tires rotated. But I can give you this car over here. And I said Ferrari was a terrible example. I can give you this car over here. I'm going to call it the Dave, that you don't ever have to change the oil. You don't have to change tire. So it is the total cost of ownership. And so it's the inverse of what you were just talking about.
Right. So cost of ownership is the opposite of customer lifetime.
Yeah, it's the
right.
inverse.
So it doesn't really relate
in
that
it does
the opposite.
It doesn't really relate. It's the opposite. No,
Yeah.
it's from a sales standpoint. So from the people that we are trying to speak and resonate to, you want your total your lifetime customer value to be there, but from a sales standpoint, you want to sell and push a lower cost of ownership to them.
Yeah,
it worked. I got it out in one sentence.
It's there. All right,
it's
CLV.
There.
That's another metric you need to
the
that's
other
another
one.
metric you need to know. All right, the third and final metric on this list that you might not be using correctly, that you should be, is bounce rate. Bounce rate. That's a web thing. It mainly has to do with with how quickly someone leaves your website.
Not what I was thinking.
How quickly someone leaves your website. David's having other thoughts over there. How quickly someone leaves your website after viewing only one page. If somebody goes on your website, they check out the page, even if they're there for a minute or so, and they just leave, that's a bounce. Now, how long did it take that person to bounce? Were they there for 30 seconds? Were they there for 5 minutes? That can all play a big part. Or how far down in the page did they scroll before they left? Did they click on it? Did they try to click on anything? It didn't work. Did they maybe get to a certain product and they hovered around a certain product? You can actually see someone's activity on a website before they leave. You need to check your bounce rate because you might have a problem with your website. You might have a problem with whatever landing page you're on. Chances are, if somebody came to your website, why did they go to your website and then just leave? It opens a lot of questions. And if you can answer all of these questions and solve your bounce rate problem, man, you can 10x your sales overnight if you can answer these questions, which is why bounce rate is so important with online sales. So important.
It is. If you had, so let's say I started a business today. I started a business to sell dog treats. All right. I'm just pulling this out the air. It's nothing. And I launch a marketing campaign. And I need to know, what was the first thing we talked about?
ROAS?
ROAS. And I said, hey, what's my ROAS? And I utilize and learn from my ROAS. And then I use that to create, what was the second thing we talked about?
Customer lifetime value?
The customer lifetime value, while utilizing the bounce rate. Are you thinking that we could create almost the perfect website from start to finish that gave me great ROAS, that gave me, what was the middle thing?
Customer lifetime value.
Customer lifetime value. Gee, many Christmas, you think I remember that one? Customer lifetime value. Okay, we're gonna set that aside. But then on the last one is the bounce rate. Just you know what? We're gonna get rid of the middle one, which is customer lifetime value, because we're gonna put that after our bounce rate. So if you had our ROAS, if you dialed in your ROAS to collaborate with your bounce rate, just those two metrics alone are going to give you a much higher lifetime value on your customer.
Right, and these all play together in their own way. Which
He said right. Drunk Dave strikes again.
I didn't say right. They all play together in their own way. But you do need to understand them and properly use them, because they will all, again, any one of these can 10x your business if used properly. And you need to actually fully understand these, because if you're just looking at your marketing and looking at click rates, you're doing it wrong. If you're just looking at your marketing and seeing general revenue, you're doing it wrong. 100% wrong. You need to look at your ROAS, return on ad spend. Was the return there? Was the
holy shit? Somebody liked our thing. Well, who's watching? I don't even know.
Was the rate of return there? Customer lifetime value. Are they coming back? Are they making the one and done sale? Maybe your customer lifetime value is wrong. And your bounce rate. Look, if somebody comes to your website, they landed there for a reason. Why did they get there? And then if they left, why did they leave after they got there? Did they get there by mistake? Did they get there and just they didn't like your landing page? Was your I mean, if you can solve your bounce rate problem, your bounce rate, it's the most underrated metric there is. If you can solve your bounce rate problem, you can 10x. I'm not joking. You can 10x your sales overnight.
Yeah, and that's something that you can actually get. It is not an in-depth number. It is not an in-depth rate. It is something that you can get from. You can get it from your basic GoDaddy subscription. You can get it from almost anywhere.
So you can get your bounce rate numbers.
Your basic analytics are going to be there.
You can get your
numbers. You're able to utilize those.
But solving the bounce rate problem, that's
when you reach out to Dave and West.
No, that's the fun part, because that's when A/B testing comes in. That's where different versions come in. That's where you can actually have fun playing with all of these different things that you can change and modify on your website. And you can really get deep into this. And some teams at big companies, that's their only job, is testing and versions and looking at the bounce rate. They're a dedicated team to this at real companies. Now, I've been on leading some teams at some really, really big Fortune 500 companies, and they have razor thin budgets. So I've been knee deep on this, working 80 hours a week, and I found it fun. But it's something that you need to get into, because it really, I'm not even exaggerating, it can 10x your sales overnight if you solve this problem. And in fact, if you can solve your bounce rate problem overnight, you should work for one of these giant Fortune 500 companies making tons of money, because even those teams sometimes can't figure it out properly. So
you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't work for these Fortune 500 companies. You should have your own business.
Start a consulting agency and teach other companies how to do what you just did.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how that should work.
But those are the three metrics that are highly underrated that you need to figure out: your ROAS, return on ad spend, your CLV, customer lifetime value, and your bounce rate. If you can solve those three problems, you can head any marketing team in the country, guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Yes. And they're very important. Okay. Ooh, shoot.
David's had a lot of bourbon. They are very important.
There we go. They're very important to what Matt said earlier, and it was completely unintentional from his perspective, but was to be financially successful.
He's usually really insightful, just in ways he doesn't expect.
Oh yeah, we use him as example all the time. Usually not in the way that he would want us to use him, but
he actually has really deep insights. Here's the funny thing with Matt. So he has these really deep insights from time to time, but I don't think he quite knows when he does it. So he'll have these really deep insights that you and I are like, that's pretty awesome. Yeah. And then he'll immediately start talking about French fries or boobies or something.
Dude, his French fries, that is so from him, his I'm going to use the word compassion, not compassion. That's not the right word. What's the right word? What's
I don't
the
know what you're
word
talking
I'm
about.
looking for? What's the way? So for Matt to say, this is what I want to do and I want to be successful at, his, not compassion, his passion.
His passion.
His
Okay.
passion when he speaks about French fries, which is to the casual passerby, is like, what the frig are you talking
So
about?
Matt has a history in cooking and food sales. And
Yes.
honestly, I think if he went back into that, he could clean up. If he dedicated himself and really did well,
Yeah.
his sales skills, he's a great talker. He has a little bit of a filter problem, but if he can get over that, he could really clean up.
It's like saying I drank a little bit of alcohol tonight.
I mean, we have a little bit of booze from time to time, but if he could get over his filter problem, I mean, he could really clean up.
Yeah. So if you named his show The Dirty Tater, that's it right there. That's it. That's
No.
money. The
Nope,
Dirty Tater.
Nope, fry me to the moon.
No, Fry Me to the Moon. I'm going to crush it with Dirty Tater.
Nope.
Right. With literally the same exact content, utilizing Matt, the
Okay.
Dirty Tater.
I think I hear an A/B test coming on.
That sounds like an A/B test from hell. Okay, so how do we say? Okay,
we'll
be together.
Two YouTube channels. Two YouTube channels. One called Fry Me to the Moon. One called The Dirty Tater.
One called
They both
Tater.
post the exact same content.
From
the actual video to the tags to the metadata. It's all identical.
Everything else is the same.
It's all identical.
Fry Me to the Moon
versus the Dirty Tater.
Versus you like it right there. I heard the way you said it. You were in love with it.
Nope.
You were like, I like the Dirty Tater.
Fry me to the moon.
Let me
eat
among the
stars.
Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
See, I'm telling you, look, it sticks in your head. Fry me to the moon.
Okay,
Fry me to the moon.
That's a Frank Sinatra song, and I'm not going to sing along with anybody.
Well, no,
singing
Fly Me to the Moon was Frank Sinatra. Fry Me to the Moon was the theme song the ending theme song to Neon Genesis Evangelion. So that's a whole different thing. Japanese anime gets super weird, and I love it.
So that is a genre that I have not gotten into, and I will say I'll drink to that.
So in case you didn't know, you can actually get a Neon Genesis Underdog t-shirt at underdogplus.com, custom designed by yours truly. And I highly recommend going to underdogplus.com, picking up some dog treats. Also, go to underdogjourney.com, and get custom Underdog Journey t-shirts, only available on a top secret page that you can only find through underdogjourney.com. And while you're there, pick up some delicious dog treats, because your pup will thank you. By the way, all profits from underdogjourney.com and Underdog Plus, 20% of all profits go to local pet rescues.
All right. Yeah. So with that, this is very true. You cannot get to the Underdog Journey shirts and stuff on the website through Underdog Plus.
You have to
go through Underdog. You got to go to Underdog Journey.
Yeah.
But I did meet a young lady down at the Ace Hardware.
And
like she had a golden retriever down there. The golden retriever was a little aged.
Well, as they do. I love an old dog, man. They get the white face. That white face on the old dog it's the best.
And I said, next time I come in here, I got some treats for your dog.
Yeah.
I was like, it's got all these vitamins, minerals, and aphrodisiacs that your dogs are going to love. And
that is, look, I don't claim any of that. That is all David. If he's putting some Spanish fly on your dog treats, that's David's problem, not mine.
No, there was a word.
I guess it'd be spaniel fly. If he's putting some spaniel fly on your dog treats, that's David's thing.
Oh no, the spaniel fly. That's great. That's good. No, I didn't say that. It was about the anti-inflammatory. What's the thing? It's turmeric. Turmeric. That's it. So it's got limited
ingredients.
It's got It's got spent brewer's grains. I was like, it's literally made. This dog, your dog is gonna be a whole different dog eating these things. And she was like, "Oh yeah, that's great, that's great." So I'm gonna next time I go down there, I'm gonna take this golden retriever some Underdog brew bones. So I've got 2 or 3 bags left sitting here still, which my dog is not happy about because she doesn't get treated as much as she thinks she deserves.
Should I make a new special Valentine's Day version of the treats and call it Spaniel Fly?
Yes.
Tell me that wouldn't be cool.
Yes, but
special Valentine's Day version.
You need to do a complete spin-off brand that's away from Underdog Plus, and that does the more
artisanal.
Yeah, no, jokish type things. So
well, no, because that's not what I'm going for. These are actually premium treats. So actually the pumpkin. We're taking off the market until it's pumpkin season. This is going to be a seasonal treat only.
Until it's what's that show I was talking about? The real life, the Housewives of Columbus or something.
So I have one more top secret flavor that I haven't actually put on any market yet. I'm debating if I want it to be a special seasonal flavor or roll it out as a permanent flavor. We'll talk about it off the air. But I have another flavor. It's really good. I made it a batch just out of curiosity.
Say that, I'm like,
I made a batch out of curiosity, and I'm on the edge of like, this is going to be the one. It's really good. It might be a seasonal thing. We'll see.
Is it margarita?
It is not.
Oh, all right.
But go to underdogplus.com. Your pup will thank you, by the way.
It is a thing. It is a thing. My dog is spoiled. Absolutely. So we have training treats, little tiny training treats. The dog's like, no.
I've thought about making training treat versions of these. I've thought about it. I might do that one day.
Yeah, maybe one day when we get the first thing done and the second thing done, and this would be like a third. We have
like a list of things we need to do. Yeah.
So I'm talking to my buddy Mike. I got it here. I don't even remember what day it was. I got out here, and he was out back. I had the flame table. I say the flame table, the fire table. I have a fire pit that you just turn a knob on and push a button. I burn stuff, right? And we're sitting out there. We're sitting out until 1 a.m. And I forget where we're going with this. And
I have no idea where you're going with this.
Yeah. So we're sitting out there and we're going over. So he has some amazing business ideas. Amazing.
Okay.
Business ideas. And I said, dude, this is West and I. We can't go anywhere. It's like, this is literally what we do. He said, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bam, 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 bam. And I gave him like 17 fucking steps. Like, you need to do this.
Yeah.
And then I said, off of that, you could build this. And I got another 17 fucking steps. I mean, it was just go, 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 go. But it reminded me of like you and I's conversations that led to the Underdog journey.
Right.
Years ago, 4 years ago.
Sitting outside of Ruby Tuesdays.
Outside of Ruby Tuesdays, which was actually far more than 4 years ago.
That was about 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long ass time ago.
4 years ago was sitting outside the lodge building in freezing cold weather, looking for some place to go inside and warm up.
Yeah, it was cold. It was cold. So yeah, I mean, it was a thing. It led to it. It was great, and I was like, this is good stuff. And I'll talk to you off the air about it. But yeah, there's some great stuff. So. One of the things I would leave people out there who are watching in Japan and the people who watch in Europe and the people who watch in Alabama, if you get to a point and you're like, is this a viable business? The answer is yes. Right. There are some things you can do to improve on them. Like West had to this evening for our agenda and for our coverage, and it's how your marketing is, and that is, if we boil it down, is the return on investment. And then if we talk about who we're talking to, who's speaking to, there's all things. You can always reach out to us, and we are going to be not quite as excited, but we're going to be very excited for your business.
A few episodes ago, we had a show that was the craziest business ideas that made millions of dollars. That was just a few episodes ago. We actually talked about this.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how batcrap crazy your idea is, as long as your audience is there. If you got the niche and your audience is there,
if you have the market,
you can make the money.
You have the market, call us up. And we're not that hard to get a hold of. We're literally not that hard to get a hold of.
We have a lot of the easiest people to get a hold of in the world.
Yeah, we are some of the easiest people to get a hold of. We probably shouldn't be.
It's ridiculously easy to actually talk to us one-on-one because we just love talking to random people. It's just what we do.
We do. And that's literally, and that's what I was getting at, was the number of people that used to walk up to our table as you and I were drinking at pubs and bars and whatnot and would say, give us a 30-second, they would give us their
elevator pitch.
Weakest elevator pitch.
Weak. Like 3 sheets to the wind, 6 sheets to the wind elevator pitch.
Yeah. Well, and we would be able to break down that business to build a actual business for them. We're not excited for us. We're excited for you. So please reach out to us. We're going to be some of your biggest champions, biggest cheerleaders. And we hope the absolute best for you. And with that,
let's go ahead and end this crazy ass show.
End this.
This was a weird one between our technical difficulties and you and Matt. It's been a weird show, man. So
hey, I like Matt, but I don't think he needs to be on the show.
Holy moly!
So
it was a weird show.
You backed off the side there, and we couldn't see you. I'm like, screw it. We got to go with it. Let's go.
Between you and Matt and our technical difficulties. All right, next week we're doing the big conspiracy theory show. We're going to work out the details offline, but it's going to be fun.
Yep.
But we will be live next Wednesday at the Hofbräu House. So Wednesday the 5th at 7 p.m. If you're local, come to the Hofbräu House, Columbus. Join us. We'll probably even buy you a beer. Come on down. It'll be fun. I've been Wes. This guy's been David. That guy used to be Matt Harmon. And we will see you guys on Wednesday at 7 p.m. live at the Hofbräu House, Columbus. We'll see you then.
Infatuated with the in-between, the ups and downs, the curves and the rounds. I'll bring it to your city or your hometown. I'll go back in time when the feeling was fine, when funkin' was legal and it wasn't a crime. Party people lined up and down the way, a bigger celebration than your birthday. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funk was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funk was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. And I have seen the world pristine, funk you up in the bushes, funk you down in the trees. Now look around, all the frowns, the yellow, the white, the red and the brown. Now keep in mind, it never costs a dime, 'cause funkin' is free, I remember the time. Now look today, the streets are gray, time to take it back to yesterday. Funkin' in the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funk was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funk the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods.